Let me ask you something right now. What is that one dream that's been living inside you? Not the one you talk about to impress others. I mean the one that keeps whispering to you in the silence. The one that shows up in your thoughts late at night. The one that makes your heart beat just a little bit faster when you dare to imagine it. That dream is not random. That dream is not a fantasy. That dream is you waiting to be awakened. And yet, most people will never become their dream. They'll settle. They'll downsize their vision to match their circumstances instead of rising up to match their calling. Why? Because becoming your dream isn't comfortable. It's not easy. It demands everything. But I want you to understand something right now. You were not built for comfort. You were built for greatness. You see, most people think a dream is something you chase. You see, most people think a dream is something you chase. But no, you don't chase your dream, you become it. You align your actions, you shape your mindset, you build the habits, you decide, really decide that nothing will stop you from becoming who you were always meant to be. Let's get this straight. Your dream will cost you. It will cost you your excuses. It will cost you your distractions. It will cost you your comfort zone. But the price of not becoming your dream, that cost is your soul. It's regret. It's waking up 20 years from now wondering, what if that would have been possible? It's cost you your soul. It's regret. It's waking up 20 years from now wondering, what if that cost is high? Your soul. It's regret. It's waking up with feeling sorry for yourself. So what does it take? It starts with a clear vision. I'm talking about a vision so powerful it pulls you forward. One that wakes you up with energy and urgency. Clarity is power. If you can't see it, you can't become it. Stop making vague wishes. Define it. Name it. Breathe life into it. Write it down. Speak it out loud. Make it real. But vision alone isn't enough. Dreams don't respond to intentions. They respond to decisions followed by action. You've got to commit. Not try, not maybe, commit. That means cutting off any other possibility. That means showing up when it's hard. That means doing the work when no one's watching. And here's the truth. On your journey to become your dream, you will fail. You will fall. People will laugh. You'll feel doubt. You'll feel pain. But that's the test. That's the fire that forges your greatness. Every setback is not a sign to quit. It's a sign to evolve. You're not being punished. You're being prepared. The universe doesn't give you what you want. It gives you who you are. And if you're not who your dream requires, you'll never hold it. So who do you need to become? Get clear on that version of you. That version of you that shows up early, stays late, leads with heart, acts with courage, lives with purpose, that doesn't back down, that doesn't beg for permission, that owns their worth and their path. The version of you that no longer waits for the perfect moment, but chooses to be the moment. Start building that version today. And it starts with the daily rituals. Because dreams aren't built by hype, they're built by habits. What are you feeding your mind? Who are you surrounding yourself with? What time are you waking up? What are you saying to yourself when it's hard? The small choices you make daily are shaping the future you experience. But there's more. Becoming your dream is not just about you. It's about who you impact. Your dream carries power because it's meant to serve. It's meant to inspire. It's meant to lead others. So don't just chase success, chase significance. Because when you rise, you give others permission to rise too. And I want you to remember this. Your dream doesn't belong to the person you are today. It belongs to the version of you you haven't met yet. So stop identifying with your past. Stop letting your history define your destiny. You are not your failures. You are not your mistakes. You are not your fears. You are what you decide you are. And today, right now, in this moment, you can decide to become your dream. It won't be a straight line. It will test your faith. It will stretch you in ways you never imagined. But every step, every sacrifice, every tear, every sleepless night will be worth it. Because becoming your dream means you're living fully. Not half alive, not numb, not drifting, but on fire, on purpose, unstoppable. So what are you waiting for? Are you really going to wait until next year? Until you feel ready? Until the conditions are perfect? That day won't come. The clock is ticking. Life doesn't wait. You either step into your dream or you stay where you are. But you don't get both. You were born with something this world needs. That dream inside you, it's not by accident. It's your calling, your responsibility. Don't betray it, buck in it. Because when you do, when you finally become the version of yourself who's worthy of the dream, everything changes. The world starts to shift, people take notice, doors open, energy multiplies, and you finally feel what it's like to live in alignment with who you were always meant to be. Not someday, not maybe, now. So rise up, lock in, burn the boats, kill the excuses, and become your dream. Let me ask you something real right now. What is that one dream that's been living inside you? Not the one you talk about to impress others. I mean the one that keeps whispering to you in the silence. The one that shows up in your thoughts late at night. The one that makes your heart beat just a little bit faster when you dare to imagine it. That dream is not random. That dream is not a fantasy. That dream is you waiting to be awakened. And you know it. Deep down, you feel it. It's always been there. You might have buried it under layers of doubt, fear, rejection, and disappointment, but it never left you. It's that silent fire that refuses to die, no matter how much the world has tried to put it out. And now, right now, it's time to stop ignoring it. Stop shrinking yourself to fit into a life that was never meant for you. Stop convincing yourself that you're being realistic when all you're really doing is surrendering to fear dressed up as logic. Because let's get one thing clear, most people will never live their dream. Most people will spend their entire lives playing small, playing safe, and playing by rules they never agreed to in the first place. Most people will follow a script handed to them by society, their parents, their failures, their past, and they'll never stop to question if that script was ever written for them. But you are not most people. You are not built to blend in. You were built to break patterns. You were built to become something that's never existed before. Your dream is not just a goal. It's a glimpse into who you really are. When you stop pretending, when you stop apologizing, when you stop playing the version of yourself that makes others comfortable, that dream is your real self trying to breathe. But here's the raw truth. Dreams don't happen just because you want them. You have to become the kind of person who's worthy of that dream. That means letting go of your old identity, the one that's been molded by fear, by failure, by other people's limitations. That means shedding the stories you've told yourself about why it can't happen. That means making room for a new belief system that actually supports your growth instead of suffocating it. You can't carry that old mindset into the future you're meant for. You can't become something new while clinging to who you used to be. Transformation is not a tweak, it's a revolution. It's the death of the old and the birth of the real you. And you don't need more time, you need a decision. You don't need another year to figure it out, you need to act. You need to move. You need to stop negotiating with your dream like it's optional. It's not. It's a responsibility. You don't just owe it to yourself, you owe it to every person who will be touched by your courage, your voice, your vision. Because when you rise, you don't rise alone. You become a lighthouse for others who've been stuck in the dark, waiting for someone to show them it's possible. That someone is you. It's always been you. That's why the dream was given to you in the first place. Not to tease you, but to transform you. Not to stay in your head, but to wake you up. You were never meant to watch others live out the life you wanted. You were meant to realize that the same fire they carry is already inside you. That you don't need permission, that you don't need to be perfect, that you don't need to wait. You just need to decide that the version of you who lives in alignment with that dream is more real, more powerful, and more important than the version of you that's afraid to try. The world doesn't need another person playing it safe. The world needs you, fully alive, fully activated, fully committed to becoming the dream. You see, most people think a dream is something you chase, but no. You don't chase your dream, you become it. You embody it. You align every part of who you are with what that dream demands. You bring it to life by becoming the kind of person who no longer hopes it happens, but makes it inevitable through the way they show up every single day. This isn't about wishing, choosing to live as if that dream is already yours, because the more you become the version of yourself who would naturally live that dream, the more that dream becomes reality. And becoming your dream isn't just a process of adding more, it's about letting go of all the excuses, all the habits that sabotage you, all the versions of yourself that were built for survival and not for expansion. You become your dream by confronting the hard truth that your current reality is a reflection of your current standards, your current mindset, your current patterns, your current energy. It's all a mirror. And that mirror doesn't lie. You cannot lie your way into a bigger life. You cannot fake your way into freedom. If you want to live something extraordinary, you have to become extraordinary. You have to think in new ways, act in new ways, feel in new ways. You can't keep playing small and expect to live big. You can't keep playing small and expect to live big. You can't keep staying quiet and expect to be heard. Becoming your dream means stepping into your power in a way that leaves no part of you behind. It means unlearning what the world taught you about what's possible, what's realistic, what's acceptable, because your dream isn't gonna adjust itself to fit your fear. It's not gonna come down to meet you in your comfort zone. You've got to rise. You've got to evolve. You've got to stretch so far beyond who you've been that you barely recognize the old version of yourself. That's how you know you're on the path. When it gets uncomfortable, when it's unfamiliar, when it forces you to choose between who you've always been and who you're capable of becoming. That tension, that's not a sign to stop. That's a sign you're in the process of becoming. And becoming is messy, It's painful. It's unpredictable. There's no straight line, no manual, no map. Just the burning desire inside of you that refuses to die. And that fire is your guide. That fire is your truth. That fire is the part of you that already knows what you're here to do, even if the rest of the world hasn't caught up yet. So stop waiting for approval. Stop waiting for validation. Stop waiting for someone else to tell you you're ready. The truth is, you were never meant to chase the dream from a distance. You were meant to step into it, own it, claim it. And that means acting like it's already yours. That means training like it's already yours. That means speaking, creating, moving like the person who already lives that life. Becoming your dream is a way of life. It's how you think when no one's watching. It's how you work when the motivation is gone. It's how you show up on the days when nothing is going your way. It's who you choose to be in the quiet moments. When quitting looks easier and pushing forward feels impossible. And still, you rise. You move. You persist. Because the dream is not something outside of you. It's something inside, waiting for you to catch up. Let's get this straight. Your dream will cost you. It will cost you your excuses. It will cost you your distractions. It will cost you your comfort zone. But the price of not becoming your dream, that cost is your soul. It's your purpose left unfulfilled. It's living a life that looks fine on the outside but feels empty on the inside. It's waking up with everything people say you should want and still feeling like something's missing. It's regret that builds slowly over the years, turning into a silent ache that you carry with you every day. You pretend you're okay with average. That's the real cost of playing small. That's the pain of betraying the potential you were born with. Your dream is not cheap. It requires a different level of you, a level of discipline, focus, sacrifice, and intensity that most people will never tap into. Because let's be honest, talk is easy. Inspiration is easy. Posting a quote on social media is easy. But doing the work, staying consistent, pushing past fear, staying focused when distractions scream for your attention, that's the real price. And most people won't pay it. Most people will trade their dreams for comfort. They'll choose being liked over being powerful. They'll choose temporary pleasure over lasting purpose. They'll choose the path of least resistance and call it being practical. But you're not here to be practical. You're here to be powerful. You're here to wake up. You're here to stop negotiating with your calling, because every time you choose your excuse over your dream, you teach yourself that it's okay to quit. You condition yourself to give up. And before you know it, you've trained your own mind to settle. But that's not who you are. That's not who you were born to be. There's something in you that knows there's more. There's something in you that can't be silenced anymore. And that something is trying to pull you out of your smallness and into your greatness. So yes, the dream will test you. It will demand that you walk away from people who no longer align with your mission. It will require that you wake up earlier, stay later, learn faster, grow deeper. It will challenge your identity. It will stretch your faith. It will expose your weaknesses. And that's exactly the point. The process is not here to destroy you. It's here to refine you, to strip away everything that no longer serves the person you're becoming. Because the version of you that's going to live that dream is not the version of you that's reading this right now. That version has more resilience, more clarity, more courage. That version has failed more, risked more, hurt more, and kept going anyway. So don't ask for the dream if you're not ready for the demand. Don't wish for the prize if you're not ready for the process. The dream doesn't come to the person who wants it the most. It comes to the person who is willing to become who it takes. And that means being willing to let go of anything and everything that slows you down. That means cutting the excuses at the root. That means replacing your someday mentality with right now. That means deciding that your purpose is more important than your preference. That your potential matters more than your pride. That your future deserves more than your fear. The path to your dream is paved in choices, not chances. In decisions made in silence, not applause. In consistent action when no one's cheering, no one's watching, and no one's validating your effort. You have to be willing to look crazy, to feel alone, to be misunderstood. You have to be willing to walk through uncertainty with nothing but belief as your fuel. And that belief has to be bigger than your excuses, stronger than your past, louder than your fear, deeper than your doubt. So who do you need to become? That's the question most people avoid, because the answer demands change, real change, the kind that shakes your foundation and exposes every excuse you've ever used to stay small, the kind that doesn't just change what you do, but changes who you are. Because your dream is already real, it already exists, but only for the version of you that's ready for it. Not the version that makes excuses, not the version that waits for the right moment, not the version that plays safe and blames the world when things don't go right. Your dream belongs to the you that's bold, clear, committed, relentless, the one who shows up even when it's uncomfortable, who speaks the truth even when there's no visible reward. You've got to see that future version of yourself so clearly that it becomes impossible to keep living like the current one. Close your eyes and picture the you that has already stepped into the life you want. How do they walk? How do they talk? What do they tolerate? What do they no longer entertain? What energy do they carry into every room? That's not some distant fantasy. That's your blueprint. That's the real you underneath the layers of fear, procrastination, and self-doubt. And every single day is a choice. Do I align with that version, or do I shrink back into the one that's comfortable? Becoming is not about addition. It's about subtraction. It's about removing every belief that tells you you're not ready, not smart enough, not qualified, not worthy. It's about cutting off the distractions that drain your energy, eliminating the noise that drowns your intuition, walking away from the environments that keep you stuck in cycles you've outgrown. You don't become your dream by getting more followers, more praise, more validation. You become it by going deeper, by doing the work when no one claps for you, by breaking the habits that no longer serve you, even when they're the most familiar part of your day. And yes, it's hard, it's lonely, it's painful to outgrow people and parts of yourself that have been with you for years, but the pain of growth is nothing compared to the pain of staying stuck. You will never be able to outrun the discomfort of living beneath your potential. So you might as well lean into the fire. Let it burn away what doesn't belong. Let it refine you. Let it expose you, challenge you, force you to face the truth you've been avoiding. Because on the other side of that truth is freedom. You want to become your dream? Then start embodying it. Stop waiting for the motivation. Stop chasing a perfect plan. Stop hiding behind the idea that you need more time, more skills, more confidence. Confidence doesn't come before the leap. It comes because of it. The only way to become the version of you that lives the dream is to start acting like them before you feel ready. You act like them when it's scary, when it's messy, when your voice shakes and your hands tremble. You become them in real time through imperfect action, through relentless consistency, through the refusal to back down even when everything in you wants to. And don't confuse being busy with becoming. Becoming is not about how many tasks you check off. It's about who you are while you're doing them. It's about the energy behind your effort, the purpose behind your action, the clarity behind your direction. Becoming is about alignment. Alignment between your beliefs, your behavior, your values, and your vision. When all of that clicks, when you're no longer pretending or forcing or trying to impress, that's when momentum explodes. The dream is not given to the strongest, the smartest, or the most talented. It's given to the most aligned. The ones who are willing to keep showing up when the outcome is uncertain. The ones who understand that becoming is a commitment, not a convenience. The dream chooses those who refuse to live another day disconnected from their truth. It doesn't respond to the loudest voice. It responds to the clearest energy. The energy that says, I'm done waiting. I'm done playing it safe. I'm done asking for permission to live a life that already belongs to me. Because when you truly decide to become your dream, the universe doesn't stay neutral. It begins to respond. Not all at once, and not in the way you always expect, but it responds to clarity, to consistency, to courage. This path is not for those who want guarantees. It's for those who are willing to bet on themselves before the evidence shows up. It's for those who are willing to walk through uncertainty with certainty in who they're becoming. That's the edge. That's the space where most people tap out. And the committed lean in, because that's where growth lives. That's where power is forged. In those moments when nothing makes sense and quitting would be easy, but something deeper inside you whispers, keep going. That's not motivation. That's identity. That's alignment. That's truth waking up inside you, reminding you that you were made for more than surviving. And it's in that tension, in that daily decision to keep becoming, that your dream begins to take form. It doesn't come with fanfare. It comes in the way you speak to yourself when no one's listening. It comes in the way you show up when no one is watching. It comes in the way you hold yourself to a standard even when the world doesn't require it. Your dream becomes real through your habits, your focus, your energy, your discipline. Not through luck, not through likes, not through the opinions of people who gave up on their own dreams years ago. Your dream becomes real because you made it impossible to ignore. There will be days when it feels like nothing's moving. Days when the silence is louder than ever. Days when your mind tells you you're wasting your time. When the doubt creeps in louder than the voice of purpose. But those are the days that build you. Those are the moments that test whether you're really becoming or just performing. If you only move when it's easy, then you're not becoming. You're auditioning. And dreams don't belong to those who audition. They belong to those who commit fully, without a backup plan, without a safety net, without waiting for someone else to go first. Because you already know the truth, you just have to trust it. You already feel the pull. You just have to follow it. You already see the vision, you just have to believe in it when no one else does. That's the difference between those who become and those who watch. Between those who rise and those who stay stuck. It's not about what they have. It's about what they've decided. They've decided that their purpose matters more than their pain, that their vision matters more than other people's opinions, that their future is worth the discomfort it takes to grow into it. And every time you choose that future, every time you move with intention, every time you act like it's already done, you shift, you level up, you collapse the gap between where you are and who you're meant to be. That's how you become your dream, not by waiting for a breakthrough, but by deciding you are the breakthrough. Not by finding the path, but by becoming the path. Not by hoping for change, but by being the one who creates it.